Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we have a pick a card reading for the month of January. So what is January going to look like? It is just around the corner. Can you guys believe it? We're about to be in the year 2020. Like that is seriously so insane to think about, but yeah, it's just right around that corner. So I figured it'd be fun to do like a predictions video to see what the month of January 2020 is going to look like for you guys. Okay, so we have three piles here. In front, we have pile number 1 with sodalite. It's really pretty crystal. Pile number 2 with snowflake obsidian. Okay, and then pile number 3 with the rose quartz. All right. So go ahead and take a second to figure out which pile is speaking to you. Now, if you're new to my channel, what I mean by that is, which pile are you intuitively being drawn to? Okay. Now, for some people, they like to look with their eyes, which is why I've provided the crystals. Others go based off of more intuition, closing their eyes, meditating, do whatever it is that you need to select the pile. And then you can go ahead and fast forward to the timestamp that will be located in the description box. Okay, so again, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, right? I'll give you guys a couple more seconds to decide which one, and then we will go ahead and get started with pile 1. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move these guys off to the side. All right, we're going to start with pile 1 with the sodalite. All right, so we've got a few different cards. I'm going to go ahead and lay out everything and then we'll just review it together. Okay, so the first card that we have is the Magician in reverse, 7 of Cups, 5 of Wands in reverse, 6 of Swords. Okay, for your oracle cards, Opportunity. Okay, we have Inner Wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. All right. And then you have 2 Lovers Oracle messages. We have Manifesting Miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. All right. Other one, beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Oops, excuse me. All right. Okay, so we've got a lot of different things going on for you guys. I wanted to get out everything first before we actually reviewed all the cards. So I'm going to start with your tarot cards. So for you guys, for group number 1 in the month of January, it looks like you guys are going to be faced with a lot of choices, okay? There might be some things that are coming up, some type of change where we have, excuse me, the 5 of Wands that are in reverse. To me, when it's indicating this, that means that there's some type of sudden change that's coming about that maybe you're not ready for, or that you don't really want to go through. And so with the 7 of Cups, it's showing you that you do have multiple opportunities for you. It just may not be the ones that you're necessarily ready for. And with the Magician in the reverse position, it also indicates the same thing, that there's some type of sudden change that's coming about, and that you're not internally ready for it. So you don't feel like this, this is the right time. Okay, so some sort of big change is definitely coming for you guys in the month of January, but with everything, with the other cards here that are indicating that there's just like that resistance to it, or that sense of like you don't feel quite ready for it yet. That's what seems to be showing up. And then with the Six of Swords, this is talking about you kind of taking that time internally to kind of fix yourself and regain that sense of balance. So then that way you know which route or which opportunity you should then take. So this is kind of like taking that time out, if you will, or there's going to have to be some sort of part where you feel that you need to take some bit of solitude to maybe adjust to whatever change that is coming up. So this could, talk about a new career change. This could talk about moving, the, ending of a relationship, learning how to move on, going from being in a relationship to being single again, that adjustment period, so whatever it may be for you guys, however this, resonates, there is going to be some time for you to try to rebalance yourself in order for you to take advantage of the new opportunities that are going to be presented to you. Okay. So, and it's funny that I said opportunity because we have the opportunity card. This popped up as like your destiny oracle message for the month of January. So this is definitely indicating that, yes, you are going to have multiple opportunities. It just might not feel like the right time for you because you are, I think, still in that, like I said, readjustment period of getting used to the fact that now things are different. Okay. But what this is ultimately telling you is that it wants you to be open to the opportunities or the multiple opportunities that will be presented to you. Okay. For the month of January. So not to shy away from, but, allow yourself to take the time that you need to figure everything out. Okay. And I like the fact that you guys have the don't back down card and the inner wisdom. So you obviously want to stand up for what you believe is right, still follow true. I think of like your intuition, your gut, yet let that be like your motivator for, accepting this new way or this new change. And then with the inner wisdom card, again, trusting your inner wisdom, your intuition, and being able to then know which way or which route you should then go. Okay. So let's look at your love messages a little bit closer. So beware of what you are projecting. For the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Okay, so again, just kind of taking that sense of solitude and self-reflecting, I think is going to be helpful. Again, I know I talked about earlier, this can apply in all aspects as to like a career change or moving or ending of a relationship. Maybe you guys are, for some of you guys in January, perhaps that's kind of, you guys have decided to take a break or, just kind of reevaluate what it is that you guys both want. So it's that sense of self-reflection. Okay. And I think that's also really important that you can utilize, in this time to regain that sense of balance in your relationship. I think that's what that could be indicating for those of you, if that applies for your love life. And then our other one is manifesting miracles. So your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Okay. So again, I feel like a lot of the messages for you guys for group number 1, your main messages that keep coming through are trusting your inner wisdom, your intuition, your heart. I just feel like it's like that in whatever your gut instinct is. Group number 1, I think, is they're really asking that you guys take that into consideration, and that way you'll be able to make clearer choices for your road ahead. All right, so I'm gonna pull one more message card for you guys. This is from your messages from your angels. So let's see what messages they have for you, group 1, for January 2020. What messages? Oops. All right. Opal. Your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for by God and the angels. All right. Beautiful message. Let's see if there's one more coming through for you guys. So sorry for all the noise. Neighbors coming up and down the stairs. Let's see, what other messages for group 1? Oops. Serena, I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. All right. So, group number 1, those were your messages. I hope some of this resonated with you guys. If it did, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your guys' feedback. Again, it looks like, for January, you guys definitely do have some good opportunities ahead of you. It'll just take some time for you to be readjusted and know exactly what opportunity you would like to take. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put these cards off to the side, and then we will do pile 2. All right, so pile number 2, you guys had the snowflake obsidian. Oops, looks like this. Such a pretty stone. All right. And I'm going to do, just like I did with the last group, I'm going to put out all of your cards first, and then we will review them. So we have the Strength card in reverse, 2 of Pentacles, reverse, 4 of Cups, reversed, 2 of Swords, and 7 of Wands in reversed. Okay, and here are your oracle messages. We have Solitude, Purification, Blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process and do not give up. Independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. All right, and then your 2 Lovers oracle messages. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Lovely little reminder. And power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Love that. Love that sense of like independence. All right. So group number 2. Okay, so it seems like we've got a few things going on here. And I'm going to start with the 2 of Swords, because that to me is what caught my eye, the fact that it's the only one in the upright position. All right. So with the 2 of Swords, this is talking about a situation in which can feel like, things may not necessarily be going right on the inside, but on the outside, you're trying to portray that it's actually better than what it is, if that makes sense. Okay. So what I mean by that is that you could almost be trying to turn a blind eye to a certain situation that's going on. Okay. Even though you know what's wrong, it's hurtful, whatever it may be, it's obviously, out of balance. But you don't really know how to, move on from it just yet. Like, you don't really know what your course of action is. Like, what should you do? It's kind of like, I just need to, take a second and figure that out first before I know what it is I'm going to do. But you're kind of just going into it. I'm going to turn the blinders on. Like I said earlier, I'm going to turn a blind eye for the time being, just because you don't really know how to bring it up, or you don't really know how to talk or even, move forward from it. So, again, like if you chose that, that's to me what is, what that's indicating right off the bat. All right. With the Strength card in reverse, this is talking about, I feel, your inner willpower, or your sense of strength. It just kind of feels challenged at this point. It's almost as if though you're having a hard and difficult time of whatever it is that you're trying to deal with. And I feel like that brings in the 2 of Swords into this, like, kind of being in this certain situation when you know it's wrong, but you don't know how to move forward. your strength is almost, your internal strength is being challenged, I feel, at this point, though, too, because if this talks about perhaps an actual relationship where you don't know how to move forward, or you don't know how to approach the situation with your partner, that can kind of test your inner strength and your willpower. Like, do you feel strong enough to handle the repercussions of however the conversation goes? If it's, especially if it's not going to be a pleasant one, So I think that's what that to me would be indicating for some of you guys in January. Now, again, keep in mind, this is just a general reading, so I understand like not everything is going to apply to everybody, but just, again, take what resonates, okay? So for the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Cups in reverse, the Two of Pentacles talks about, your possible finances, or like there's like a difficulty. You kind of feel like you're juggling two things at once. And what I noticed in this spread is you have the 2 card here and the 2 card there. Okay. Now, 2s to me represent balance, right? So when this is in the reverse position, this is the upright position, this tells me that things are out of balance right now, okay? And so, like I had mentioned earlier, with you kind of feeling out of harmony or out of sync with whatever situation is going on, but you're kind of turning a blind eye to it because you're trying to make sense of it, this can be the same thing for, like with everything else going on around you, your work or your job, your finances, things like that, that just seem out of sorts, but you can't really make sense out of why it's just, being this way for you. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing, for that. And like I said, when I see those 2s, that just automatically makes me think of like seeking balance or some sort of, sense of balance again. And, having the 4 of Cups, what's funny about this card is if you notice the imagery, he looks really upset. He's just kind of pouting, and someone's offering him a cup, but he doesn't want it, even though he's already got 3. Okay. And this to me always just kind of makes me think of like somebody who's just unsatisfied. Like they're just like, no, it's no matter how much I get of the thing I want, once I get it, it's like I'm still not satisfied, right? So that's what some of you guys may be feeling, is like a sense of unsatisfaction with your whole situation. Like I said, maybe work isn't really going the way that you had been hoping for. Maybe you were trying to look for some sort of change or stick it out until maybe things got a little bit better, but they didn't. So now you're just like, well, I can either stay and continue with this, horrible job that I'm not happy at and I'm not really progressing in, or I can leave and actually, try to find something else. So, those are the things I think that are coming up for some of you guys in January. All right. Now let's look at your oracle cards, because you have solitude and purification. So the solitude card reminds me, to be honest, I feel like there is a lot of solidation in these cards, because they talk about you specifically, and your choices or things just feeling out of sorts. And when things aren't necessarily going right, oftentimes we want to seek solitude. We want that kind of time for ourselves to try to regather our thoughts, regather how we feel about everything, and try to think of a clear plan of how we can move forward. Okay. And I like that sense of, you have purification in this, because if you reground yourself and you, allow yourself that time to really think, I think you can get a clearer indication as to what it is that you want, or what it is that you can do. Where your strength, you do feel strong doing it, or moving past it. Okay. And I like the fact that you have this message of your blossoming, right? And that sense of independence. Being able to regain that, I think, overall is what your theme for January looks like. Is just regaining that sense of independence, where you can regain that strength, okay? And you can actually feel successful, right? But it is going to require you to have some bit of patience and ultimately not to give up, okay? Because even though this might be a challenging time for you guys in January, knowing that it's not always going to remain that way, that you do have the power to change it, but, you know, just giving yourself that time to really think and reflect, all right? And then again, you guys have that power card, that reminder that you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. So again, you don't have to stay stuck in this situation. You have that power to do so, okay? And that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires, 100%. All right, so I'm also going to choose one more oracle card for you. This is a message from your angels. So we're going to see what messages you guys have for January. Any messages for group number 2 for the month of January? Thank you. All right. You have Celeste. A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. So I like that. So like I had mentioned earlier, if this does apply to like a job situation or a work situation where you do feel dissatisfied, perhaps in January you do decide to make that conscious choice to leave and find another place to work. And obviously it's going to work out for the better. So nice. I like that. All right, guys. So hopefully this resonated with you. If it did, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your guys' feedback. And if any of this made sense or applied to you. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up these cards, and then we're going to go ahead and jump on into pile 3. All right. We have pile 3 with the rose quartz. So pretty. All right. So group 3, I'm going to read out all of your cards first before we get started with going into connecting everything. So I'm going to start with your tarot cards first. You have the High Priestess in reverse. The Knight of Cups reversed. 9 of Cups. So Knight and 9 of Cups. And the 10 of Wands. All right. Let's see what your destiny messages are. You have forgiveness and miracles. Love that. Other 2 messages, we have divine passion. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? Right? And then boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others. Demands on your time and energy. Love that. All right. And then we have 2 oracle or lover oracle messages. We have the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. All right. And then our last one, sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. Lovely. All right. Okay, group number 3. So it looks like we've got a couple things going on here. And I'm going to start with the Knight of Cups. Okay, so with the Knight of Cups, this usually talks about when it's in the upright position, it talks about, I think of like the knight in shining armor, like, you know, a relationship coming your way, something new, young, exciting, all of that. Now, when it's in the reverse position, it can talk about possible poor news regarding a relationship. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that like your relationship's going to go sour or things like that, but perhaps if you are single and you're on the dating scene, just, I would say, be cautious of the types of guys that you're, trying to meet. They may come across one way, but really, they're not. You don't want to, fall for someone who's just basically a total flirt. Okay. So if you find that you're obsessing about somebody, and they don't seem to really care too much for you, don't waste your time. Okay. So just kind of be cautious with that, that you don't want to fall into, some sort of BS just because either he's like super good looking or, whatnot. Okay. So I would just kind of be on the lookout for that. All right. So what I would say for the rest of your cards with the 9 of Cups in reverse. See, I keep wanting to say knight and 9 like the same. So with the 9 of Cups in reverse, so this is still a positive card. And I want to say this card is considered like the wish card when it's in the upright position. And when it's reversed, it still means, good news, good things can come your way. The only negative thing that can be said about this is that if you have a negative attitude or if you carry a negative attitude with you, then of course it will, not work out. But it definitely can if you allow it to. Just kind of like let things happen the way that they will, and things will work themselves out. All right. Now you have the 10 of Wands here, which talks about a sense of completion, that perhaps you've been putting in a lot of effort or working hard on something and you're just at that that end point or that sense of like, oh, okay, I'm done. I did all I can do, right? In this spread, I think to me what it seems like is perhaps you've been putting in a lot of effort into a relationship recently, okay? If this could be a friendship, okay, perhaps, you have a friend that you don't always see eye to eye with, but you've known them for a long time. And so you feel like, well, I owe it to them because we've been friends for so long. But you feel like you're the one doing all the work or making the effort to hang out or do whatever it is. And it is a lot of work. It's exhausting, right? So to me, I think what this is talking about is, you understand or coming to that sense of understanding of like, what, I've done all I can do. Either this person is going to change on their own, or make a little bit more of an effort, or maybe I need to move on, or maybe I need to not try as hard anymore. Okay. So to me, I feel like you guys are kind of at that, like, well, let's put the ball in their court and then they can decide. Now, if this applies to an actual relationship where perhaps you feel like you've been putting in more of an effort than your partner, and your partner doesn't really seem to care a whole lot, like they see you trying, but do they make the effort? No. So perhaps at this point is where you just feel like enough is enough and, I've kind of reached my breaking point. So if you are kind of at that sense, what I would say is it looks like for your oracle messages that are coming through, there's going to be some sort of forgiveness that's going to go on, but you can also expect a miracle. So to me, that tells me that whatever difficulty that's going on, whether it's, like I said, in a friendship or a personal relationship, some type of forgiveness is going to come about, whether that means you forgive your partner or your friend for, either not putting in their effort or doing their part, or, once you've reached your breaking point, it's like the ball's in their court and they can figure it out or not. And perhaps by some miracle they do. Okay. So, I definitely say there's still some positivity to be said with this. And then I like the fact that you have divine passion, but boundaries too. Okay. So being able to love yourself enough to say no to others demands on your time and energy. Yeah. If you've been putting in so much work, like with the 10 of Wands is indicating, if you guys have found that maybe for the past month or the past year or whatever it was, you've been making the most effort. It feels exhausting, but you have the right to say, no, I don't need to do this anymore. I'm done. I did my part. If you can't, meet me halfway, then maybe we just don't need to be around each other anymore. Okay. So if that's what you find that you're at, this is reminding you that it's okay to set those boundaries. It's okay to say how you feel, and look at this, be honest with yourself. Okay. So yeah, if you're able to do those things, then I think you will be able to, right these wrongs to where you no longer feel like you're putting in all or most of the effort. Okay. And I definitely like the fact that you guys, with your Lovers Oracle cards, that, it's allowing you, it wants you to release and embrace new possibilities, right? So if you are able to heal the past or heal, whatever conflict has been going on, it will be a better or more positive outcome. And if this applies to like I said, a personal relationship, then if he rights his wrongs or she rights her wrongs or whatever it may be, it looks like good things are going to come your way. Okay. So just keep that in mind, group 3. Now I'm going to pull another oracle card for you guys. This is a message from your angels. So I did this for the last 2 groups. We're going to do one for you. So what messages for group 3 for the month of January? Okay. You guys have Rosetta. You have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, or parenting children. Beautiful. So some of you guys may be a teacher, or you have kids of your own, reminding you of your gifts, right? Any other messages? All right. We have Isabel. Yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. Yeah, so I think for some of you guys, if it comes to a point in January where you basically are saying enough is enough, it's going to be okay. I think the timing is right for that. Okay. But you ultimately standing your ground and saying how you feel or how this is making you feel, I think you guys are in every right to say that. And you know what? Expect a positive outcome. Like, don't allow fear to hold you back. If anything, it looks like you guys have some positive outcomes overall. I mean, you even have the 9 of Cups. And like I said earlier, like, even though it feels like, this would turn out, for the worse or whatnot, this still is a positive card no matter what. So you guys have nothing but positivity so long as you, stand up for yourself, assert yourself, set those boundaries if you need to. And I think you guys will find everything will work out for the better. All right. So group number 3, that was your reading. Please let me know in the comment section down below if any of this resonated with you. I would love to hear your guys' feedback. Also, go ahead and give this a like, share, or subscribe to the channel if you are not already. And please help my channel with growing. Still in the early stages, but any support is super helpful. So I would really appreciate it. But yeah, so hopefully this was something you guys were interested in. And if you have any other suggestions for future videos, please let me know. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.